everybody? Hey, it's Phil from Walmart Riding Trucking coming at you. It is Wednesday, hump day, but I'm going to treat it as my Tuesday. So it's Taco Tuesday for me, and I just want to share and show you what the hometown of this little Lathrop has to offer. So here, this place here is called La Hacienda Taqueria, and I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see it. So take a look at those. Oh, yeah, got guacamole in there. It's carne asada. What they do is they take the tortilla, dip it in a little bit of oil, put it on the grill, and then they layer it with cheese. They melt the cheese on the tortilla as it cooks on the grill. Then they layer it with the meat and guacamole and salsa, and man, they're delicious. Yes, there's 6 in there. Am I going to eat them all right now? Probably not. I'm here at Niagara Water on my meal, and I got like 10 minutes left on my meal period. So I'm going to eat a couple of them now and then save the rest for dinner. Yeah. All right, so I made it from Fresno to Niagara Water. Now it's just the long haul up the hill and over the hill and down the hill to grandmother's house we go. All right, going to grandma's house in McCarran, Nevada. So I'll check back in when I get to grandma's. All right, guys, this is Phil from Walmart. All right, everybody, hey, I'm here in McCarran. Sun's going down, time is ticking. I got to get out of here. But I got a minute and 10 seconds left on my meal. So as soon as my meal's done, I can boogie on over to the fuel island, top off the fuel on this, and get this, the reefer. Yeah, frozen dairy, 4 stops, frozen dairy. So yeah, I don't know, somebody's listening to my videos. Keep listening to my videos, dispatcher extraordinary. Thank you for giving me the frozen dairy 4-stopper. I appreciate that. Gonna get out of here, get on road. I got like 5 hours left on my clock. So yeah, I could probably make it to the first store. It's 200 something miles, 214 miles away from here. And I started up, yeah, I basically got 5.5 hours if I get out of here in the next 5 minutes. Cool. All right, guys, I'll check in with you when I get to my first store. All right, guys, gotta go. What you say? That's objectified. They don't do no good. Oh, don't go and bite. We could just start at 10. We could go to 5. I don't play with my pen. Aiming what I write. What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Phil from Walmart Riding Trucking coming at you. It is Wednesday night, and it is my Tuesday. Oh, I got a car coming up in the alley. Why is it that people want to use the back of the building as a throwaway? I don't understand that. I guess it's easier, less traffic. I don't know. It just, we need to put truckers only, something, deliveries only. Don't come this way only. I don't know. Anyway, hey, I ended my day in Napa, California. Yeah, it's been a long day. So I didn't start my day until 9:29, I think it was. My wife called me. I got up early, went back to sleep. Then my wife called me, woke me up. Then I went back to sleep. Then it was cold, so I put on the heater. Then that put me back to sleep. And yeah, by the time I woke up again, it was like 9 o'clock. And oh boy, I gotta get going. Because I shut down like right at 11, so 11 something. So I was eligible to start like at 9. Well, as it is, you know, I didn't start till 9:29 or 9:30. Let's call it 9:30, which was fine, right? So, anyway, I'm sorry, I was just distracted watching the meat and produce guy pulling out. I want to see which way he goes. So, yeah. Anyway, I was in Fresno and went to Niagara Water. Then I went to McCarran. I came to Napa. I've already kind of discussed that in the earlier part of this video. But not a whole lot of activity. So I'll get a hook. I think I'll get the credit for a hook in Fresno because I didn't do the live unload. I did basically a drop and a hook. So let me just take a look, see how it recorded it this morning. Yeah, it recorded it as a hook. And so then an arrive drop at the vendor, and then a hook, and then an arrive drop in McCarran, and then a hook there, and then an arrive here. Now, when I pulled up here in Napa, I stopped towards the back of the building, started doing my arrive and feature and getting off of driving, and the door opens up. I didn't even have to call on the radio. I thought, cool, this is gonna be easy. And he proceeds to start talking to me. He's like, oh yeah, we've been waiting on you and blah blah blah. Waiting on me? Talking about me? Who do you think I am? What you talking about, Willis? So he proceeds to tell me he thought I was the meat and produce guy. I said, no, I got frozen dairy. And my frozen dairy is not due till tomorrow, so I don't think you'd be waiting on me. I'm early. And he goes, oh, we're waiting on meat and produce. Thought you were the meat and produce guy. Obviously, we both pull the same type reefer trailers that are incognito, don't really have much Walmart markings on them, and so honest mistake. So he goes, you want to come in? I said, yeah, I got to use the restroom. So I went in and used the restroom, and he was going to call somebody and find out whether they can unload me early. And since I'm here early, unfortunately, that was a big fat negative. They don't have the space, allegedly, to unload 8 pallets. How they're going to mysteriously have the space tomorrow when I back up to the dock first thing in the morning, it is what it is, right? So, recap of my day. That was a recap of my day. Total mileage, though, was 551 miles. 551. Last night I got 521. Tonight I got 551, bringing my grand total. The system shows I have 1075, but by my math magician numbers, I should have 1072. It is what it is. If they're going to credit 3 extra miles on there, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to go, you got to take those 3 miles off. Now, if I was missing those 3 miles, I probably wouldn't complain either. 3 miles. Now, if I'm missing 100 miles, I'm complaining, right? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in Napa. And tomorrow, my reefer just kicked in, trying to cool down that frozen dairy. So tomorrow, after I get unloaded here, I have 3 more stores to go to before heading back to McCarran. So the good thing we always kind of know is when you get a reefer, you're going back to McCarran, usually. I'm not saying always, but usually you're going back to McCarran with that reefer. Now you could go right back to Sac, because then we'll just park the reefer there and then somebody else will grab it and take it to McCarran. But so I go to Windsor from here, and Windsor is I think it said like 50 miles from here, and then from Windsor I shoot up to Ukiah, heading north, and then from Ukiah I go to Clear Lake. All 3 of these stores I've been to. This is Napa store, is the first time I've been to the Napa store. But it was pretty easy. Pretty easy. I've been to Napa here before. One of my previous employers, I used to be considered a move manager, and this was after I left the airport, and in between getting hired at UPS, I started doing this move manager situation, and it was kind of rewarding, kind of sad at the same time. They specialize in moving or relocating senior citizens, and they're basically, you're taking a senior citizen from their long-term home and moving them to their retirement home. Now, it could be a retirement village. Doesn't mean they're totally out of it. It just means that they don't need that big house that they have anymore, and they might need some extended care or some kind of care. Anyway, long story short, there is a retirement village right down the street from here that I used to go to several times to move people in, move people out, that type of thing. And what we did is just the management of the move. And we actually came in and packed up everything. Moving company would come in and actually do the heavy lifting and then deliver it to the new residents, and we would unpack everything and then take all the boxes away. That way the senior citizens, your moms and dads, your grandpas and grandmas, didn't have to do that because maybe they weren't physically able to, or maybe they just didn't. And if you've ever had a moving company come in and just move your stuff, you packed it, but they came in and moved your stuff, it's a huge deal. I mean, when you have to move, having a moving company come in and do it for you makes a huge difference. I used that when I moved from San Diego, Oceanside area, to Las Vegas. I had a moving company. And then when I moved from Las Vegas to Lathrop, I had a moving company as well. The company that I worked for at the time paid for all the moving, and so we had a moving company come in and do it. When you have to pay for the moving yourself, then that's a different story. It could be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. It just depends on where you're going and how much stuff you have. So, yeah. So, should be a good day tomorrow. Today, a lot of driving. Just a lot of driving. I mean, my clock was going down on my drive hours and not my 14. So when I got here, I had a half an hour of drive time left, but I had like an hour or something left on my 14. Yeah, that's how much driving I did. I did 10 and a half hours of driving. Oh, let me see, 10 and a half hours of driving today. A lot of driving. At 551 miles, you would expect to have run out your 11-hour drive time. Now, the thing about that, right? I extend to the last little bit. If it's my 14, I'm trying to get there till till I can't do anything else on my 14. I talked about that last night. If it's my 11-hour clock is ticking down, I am trying to get all the way there. I'm not trying to go halfway. I'm not trying to go part way. I'm trying to get all the way to where I need to go and run that out. Now, I would have been close to 600 if I could have. If you could really run your clock all the way down to 11 hours, that's somebody that just says, all right, one more minute, pull off the side of the highway and shut down. That's not feasible, right? It's not, you can't do that. The CHP out here would be like, sir, what are you doing on the side of the road? Are you okay? And you're going to be like, yeah, I just ran out of time. Sir, you can't park on the side of the highway like this. Yeah, so you've got to plan where you're going to stop. And if you're not going to be in a safe location, then really you've got to get off the road at 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4, something like that. I haven't got down to 11 yet. 10 and a half is probably the closest I've gotten on my 11. My 14, on the other hand, it's a different story. All right, what I was going to talk about tonight, safety tip wise, and the title of the video, are you a Lookie Louise, a Lookie Louise? And what I mean by that, I went by an accident. I was on my way to Niagara Water, and traffic abruptly stopped or slowed considerably down. Everybody's slowing and stopping and looking, and the traffic accident was on the opposite side of the freeway. Had nothing to do with our side of the freeway whatsoever. But everybody's slowing down to take a look. Now, there was nothing to look at. Now that everything's slowed down, I had a chance to look. But normally I don't look. If it doesn't involve me, and it looks like it's handled, and people are being tended to, I don't look, I just keep on trucking. Now, there's going to be those accidents that happen that nobody's there. I get it. If you're not part of the solution, keep on moving, right? And I'll give you an example. My wife and I were coming back from SoCal back up to NorCal. And we're heading up I-5 North. And in the median, there just happened, and you see all the dust and everything else. I didn't see it tumbling, but all this dust kicked up in the median. And a car lost control and went into the median and flipped a couple times. And one of the passengers was out. He had blood all over his head. Another semi, I was in my personal vehicle. A semi had stopped, another vehicle stopped, and they were going across to assist. I went across, and then I asked him, did anybody call 911? And I don't have my phone on me. I left it in the truck. So I had to go back to the truck, call 911, get them going, and while they attended to the people. Okay? And then once 911 was called, I went back out there. My wife and kids stayed in the F-150 while I was doing all this. And then we stayed there till the paramedics and the fire department showed up, and they relieved us with the first aid and everything else. Now, again, if you're not part of the solution, get out of there. Stop looking. Don't slow down and stop traffic, especially if it's on the opposite side. And I was looking for some kind of statistics before starting this video for tonight on how many accidents are a result of a Lookie Lewis or a Lookie Louise. And the only thing I could really come up with, it would fall under the category of distracted driving. Because you're no longer paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing, is the vehicle in front of you and everything else. You're rubbernecking and you're looking at an accident. So that'd be distracted driving. So it doesn't really break down like, hey, this accident was caused by X amount of people looking at another accident. It's that fall under distracted driving. So what I did do is I pulled this up. Distracted driving is the number one cause of accidents in the US. And it outweighs speeding, it outweighs drunk driving, and any other kind of accidents or causes of accidents is people being distracted while behind the wheel. Number one, 39% of fatal collisions on the highways are on the highways. So if 39% of all fatal collisions are occurring on the highways, don't you think that's a really good time to stay attentive to your driving? I mean, 39%. Again, I'm not a math magician, but that's a high amount. Okay? California is the second highest state that has fatal accidents, only behind Texas. I'm going to say that again. California is the second highest state that has recorded fatal accidents. And Texas is leading the bunch, and Texas is at 3305, with California not too far behind at 3259. Florida is the next. Now, I'm trying to think of what's causing Texas and California to be the highest. In Florida's pretty good size too. Is it the size of the states? Is the amount of people? Is it what is jumping that? You know, that we're causing, or we're having the most fatal accidents, not just accidents, but fatal accidents, people dying. Reasons for that are, like I talked about before, are speed, drunk driving, distracted driving, and this is where a lot of accidents happen, are the intersections, red light runners, jumping that red light. Okay? So pay attention at the intersections as well. Now, I also pulled up like some of the safest states, and I'm living on the wrong coast, because Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island are the safest states, and they're basing that off of how many fatalities there are, not how many accidents, but how many fatalities are in result. Because you could have an accident, it could be a minor fender bender, blah blah blah, and it doesn't mean it's the safest state. It just means the safest per fatality related. So they're not having as serious of accidents. They're having accidents, but not as serious as, say, California or Texas. So what did that tell you? What's my whole point of this? You gotta stay attentive with your driving. You cannot be distracted. You know, why do you think the laws came out about cell phones and using your cell phone and texting while driving, looking up whatever while driving? You're the driver and you're looking up where to go, or you're looking up the restaurant, or you're looking up something. And I bring that up because I'm coming here tonight and I'm watching this. I need to get over a lane to my right. The scales are coming up and I'm trying to get over so I can get in the right lane for the scales. And I'm watching this car brake, then speed up, then brake, then speed up, then brake. By the time I got next to that person, I could see down into the car. They're on my right, so they were kind of like my right fender. Because once they're on my door side, I can't see down in there. But the phone was like right there, staring right at this person. On the phone, doing something, looking up something, I don't know. So I gave a little toot of my highway horn, and it was like, oh, maybe I should put this away. You think? And so the person put it away and then finally started driving normal. And I was able to get over to the right. You got to watch out for those distracted drivers. So that's my 2 cents. That's my safety tip for today. I hope that helps. I hope it was informative. I did a little bit of research tonight for that one. So, hey, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking. My driver number 40346. I should start leading off with that. Again, we're hiring. We need more drivers. They just put out a thing about for us to extend, and they upped the ante, and it's an extension bonus, and they upped it $100 on top of what it already was. So we're going to be extending. I'll probably be extending. I don't know about this week, but probably next week I'll be extending as many times as I can to get this bonus. It's $275 plus your $42 for your layover, so it's $317 just to extend over one extra day, and that is before, on top of what you do for the day, how many miles, how many activity and stuff like that. You already walk in, already made $317. We wake up in the morning, start your day, $317 already in the bank. So peak season's here, so we need drivers. So put your applications in, guys. All right, talk to you tomorrow. Later.